Welcome, manifestors, to Frequency Friday. Yes, I know it's Saturday. Yesterday was Halloween, and I ended up using my lighting setup that I have here for an outside thing, and then I came up to do my video and realized I didn't have my lighting. So it's Saturday, and I'm doing Friday's Frequency Friday. Whatever, doesn't matter. So let's get to it. As you've probably heard if you watched any of my videos, everything has a frequency. Your thoughts have a frequency. Your emotions have a frequency. Emotion, by the way, is energy in motion. Okay? And anything around you, physical things even, all have a frequency. So we've spoke many times, especially on Think It Thursday, that what you think about, what you talk about, what you believe about will bring about. Okay? And that is because of frequencies. When you match the frequency of what it is you're trying to attract, it has no choice but to become part of your experience. So sometimes our nervous system has blockages within our frequency maker. That's what I like to call it, because your energy flows around you. But if you have blocks in your chakras, then that hinders the frequency or that hinders the electricity as it's going through you. Hang on here. It goes up through your feet and out through your head. Its ground is negative and this is positive. And just like the power lines outside your house, as electricity flows through you, it emits in a perpendicular direction an electromagnetic field. Exactly the same as the electricity out in the wires. Sometimes on a really cold day or something and the power's just a cranking from houses using heaters and so on, you can hear those power lines humming. And that's literally the electromagnetic field coming off of it. And your body does the same thing. Okay? So as you, hang on here, as the power is flowing through you, this is negative and this is positive. As the power is flowing through you, you're emitting an electromagnetic field. And you can gauge it by frequencies. Its frequencies are measured in hertz. All right? So, but if you have blockages in those chakra points, that distorts the frequency. Sometimes it blocks it all together, depending on what the issue is. So this video, I'm first going to introduce to you healing frequencies that you can go online and just search it and find frequencies. Now, I recommend, because power flows from negative to positive, okay? So I recommend that if you're going to listen to healing frequencies, that you start with the root chakra and work your way up so that it's in the direction of the flow of energy. So you could be blocking things. But sometimes you'll probably feel it. Trust your intuition. If you got like a throat chakra block and you know that's what's blocking, hit that first and then start and try and flow it, okay? So anyway, before we get to that though, what I'm going to be talking about is called Solfeggio frequencies. And what that basically means is, it just means that you're assigning a sound to the frequency. Because not all frequencies have an actual sound. So for an example, in music, you've got let's just start here. Not with that one. You can look this up. Solfeggio. Frequencies. Okay. So what you will, everybody's heard this before. So you've got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. See? Now that is, in music, we've assigned a sound that you can say yourself to the chord. So that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. But that C is the next octave higher than that C. Okay, but it's still a C, just a different octave. All right. Now, here's the best part, for this purpose anyway. We're going to put that into Tesla's 369 sequence. Like Tesla said, once you understand the 369, you open the doorway to everything. Oh, here comes Coda Bear. So, if you were to take the hertz of each one of these and break it down to a single number, this is what it'd be. This would be a 6. Let's get this right here. Hang on. I want you to be able to read this. You've got 6. This would be an 8. This would be an 8. This would be a 5. This would be a 3. 5, 9, and 3. So going with the Tesla 369 theory, and it is an accurate theory, by the way, they are healing numbers or frequencies. A C would be that, G, B, and the next octave, C. There's your 3s, your 6s, and your 9s, all right? So these are sounds that you can hum yourself, and they contain the Tesla 369 sequence, all right? So understanding those, so you don't even have to go online and play these frequencies in order to get healing blocking or healing sounds to unblock chakras. But of course, online confirmation. So of course, online is easy and you can just play it and listen to it. And so let's just, before we get any further, let me write down. So each chakra, for instance, let's start. I'm going to start at the top so that I can write these down. So your crown, oh, don't cover it, Norma, is 963 hertz, is the healing frequency for your crown. So let's just write this down. We got 900, what did I say, 63 hertz. Okay, now what I meant, how I broke these down from, I looked it all up, the hertz that belongs to each sound. Okay, so how you break it down to a single number, 963 is 9 plus 6 plus 3 equals 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, see it? Now you've got your third eye. Okay, the healing frequency for your third eye, let me just hold this up, is 852. So we got 852. Now, adding all those up the same way I did that one, that's a 15, which is a 6. Okay, then you got your throat chakra. All right, your throat chakra, the healing frequency for that is 741. All right, so 741, which added all up is a 12, and that's a 3. See where we're going? 3, 6, 9. And remember how I said we should actually go from the root up? See how that's going upwards? Okay, so the next one is your heart chakra. All right, and the number for that is 639 hertz, which is an 18, which is a 9. And then you've got your solar plexus. And the healing frequency for that is 528, which works out to a 15, which is a 6. Oh, wait a minute. Heart chakra. I'm just going to hold these up so you can look later and get the right ones. 639 for your heart one. There we are. Solar plexus. 528. Okay. Next one is your sacral chakra. And that's 417 hertz. Here. 417. That's why I'm holding these cards up, because you can't really see it here. Which is a 12, which is a 3. And then you have your root chakra. All right. 396. 96. Which is an 18 again, which is a 9. Okay, so as you can see, your root chakra and your crown chakra are the same number in the Tesla sequence. All right, so starting at 9 and ending at 9, you can do the rhythm over and over and over again. So you got your 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. That becomes that one, 3, 6, 9, and you just keep doing it. So that just shows that these hertz are in line with Tesla's 369 theory. All right, they are healing frequencies. So, for instance, when you're healing your root chakra, listening to either music or tone at 396 hertz, not only are you healing your root chakra, but you're also priming your heart chakra and priming your crown chakra, giving it a shake, getting it moving so that it's prepared to run. And then when you do 417 hertz, that's the 3. So not only are you healing or unblocking your sacral chakra with those frequencies, but you're priming your throat chakra at the same time. Okay, so, and then your solar plexus, 528 hertz. Not only are you unblocking the flow in your solar plexus when you listen to music or the tones at 528 hertz, but you're also at the same time priming your third eye chakra. So when you do these in that flow, you're already flipping the switches on for the other ones ahead of it, so that it's like breaking up static, you might say, so that when you actually get to that chakra with the healing frequency, the static it's already started to break it up so that you can flow it through. Okay, so quickly here, I'm just going to show you all of them again because you can't read the board. So you can pause this video and go to it. You have, oh, wrong camera. There's your crown chakra, 963 hertz. Now you can go online and literally search sound frequencies at these specific hertz and lots will come up. Okay. You can listen to music that has these hertz built right in, or you can literally listen to just the tone of those hertz. The third eye is 852 hertz. I'm just going to quickly go through these so that you can stop and pause at each one to get the right number. There's your throat chakra, 741 hertz. Your heart chakra, 639 hertz. Your solar plexus, 528 hertz. Sacral chakra, 417 hertz. And your root chakra, 396 hertz. All right, so if you learn, first go online and find your favorite ones for each of those. You don't have, most of them last like, they're meant for like overnight listening or something. So they're like hours and hours long, usually 9 hours, 11, whatever. They're huge amounts. You don't have to do the full amount. What you can do is set, like, if you go into the shorts, you'll find that these same ones, a couple minutes long, each one. And set them up, find ones that you like, set them up one after the other so that you're literally going through each one of these repetitively 3, 6, or 9 times. See what I mean? You want to stick with the 3, 6, 9 because it is a proven, through Tesla, a proven sequence that unlocks the powers of frequencies. Okay, so, but also, like I said before, can you see all those? Yeah. Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Or if you have a guitar or piano or something, learn these notes, humming them, do, like that. Okay, you can literally, if you find yourself out and about and you don't have the access to the chakra tones or anything like that on your phone, and you're feeling off, you're feeling out, you can literally hum these notes and help yourself unblock these power centers within you. Okay, all right, now I'm going to touch base on one last thing. And this also, you can go online. I highly recommend it. I don't expect you to remember all this. This is all basically to show the science behind it all so that you can trust in your gut that this is correct. Okay, it's all there. You can search it all up and go hours and hours down the rabbit hole and everything, but basically wrapped up, that's what it is. Now, this is what's called the emotional guidance scale. Okay, now like I said, emotions are energy in motion. I'll try and keep this up. I can't see my camera, I'm hoping. Okay, Go online, look this up. There's many different versions. There's ones that look like cones and have it all up, but it's all basically the same thing. And there's no numbers on here. You don't technically have to remember all these numbers, okay? You don't have to go that far. The point is, your emotions tell you where you're at frequency wise. Your emotions will tell you where you're at. So, for instance, this is the high positive frequency. Like if you were to, am I on camera? Okay. If you were to take this and put it down below this, all right, cut this in half and put this down below here, that's what it is, okay? So this is the high positive frequencies, and this is the lower negative frequencies, okay? So if you're feeling joy, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation and gratitude are your highest frequencies. I know some will say love. That's not necessarily true, but love is very important, and I'll get to that when I say it. But love is up here on there, because love from your heart chakra, love will reach in both directions. Now, the reason why I say love is not necessarily the high frequency, because love comes from the heart space. But for an example, when you feel gratitude or appreciation, that's always a positive frequency, always. But love, depending on your experiences in life, is not always a positive frequency. Some people have grown up learning love as something else that's not so positive. So love can cover such a wide range, but that's what makes it so important, because you could be in your lowest frequency and still love will bring you up. You could be in a high frequency and so high that you're not even grounded anymore, and love will level it out. Okay? So love is the most important because it ranges through all of the frequencies. It's like the string, it's like the electrical cord that connects them all. Okay? So yes, love is one of the most important frequencies. Absolutely an important frequency. But only because it covers all of them. Whereas these individually kind of are only in their own spot. Okay, I think you understand that. So, let me see on camera here. Passion, enthusiasm, expectation, belief, optimism, hopefulness, contentment, boredom, frustration, overwhelmment, worry, doubt, blame, discouragement, anger, jealousy, insecurity, fear, guilt, depression, power. See, there is no numbers on any of this, because really the numbers are irrelevant. The emotion that you're feeling is like your gas tank. That's what tells you where you are. If you're feeling enthusiastic and passionate, and you know you're in a high positive frequency state, great, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're feeling hatred, rage, jealousy, fear, grief, depression, you know you're in a low negative frequency state. So something needs to change. Now, so you don't need to know these numbers unless you're literally trying to unblock something and then you want to get the right frequencies to target certain energetic points in your body. All right? But generally, when you're out and about, if you just remember these feelings, that's how you know where your gas tank's at. Okay? So get this scale online, whatever one seems to resonate with you. They're all basically the same. And then you can always check your gas gauge at any time. You don't have to have any technology or anything with you. You can just how do I feel right now? I'm feeling a little angry. I want some revenge. I'm so mad at that person. Then you know you got something to work on. Now, this is like a ladder, all right? It's pretty hard to go from, say, jealousy up to joy and empowerment and appreciation like that. It's like climbing a ladder. It's pretty difficult to skip a whole bunch of runs. You can skip a couple, depending on how strong you are, but it's pretty difficult. So these are in order. You'll see 18, 19, 20. Like, so if you're at, say, for instance, hatred and revenge, then you may not be able to go to passion or appreciation yet, but you might be able to reach up to anger and maybe just kind of lessen that more with discouragement, blame, worry. Like, you can choose these different emotions to step to and slowly work your way up. It's pretty difficult to go from fear and grief up to appreciation and freedom. All right. Sometimes it's possible. Like, if you're used to doing this scale regularly and you figured it out, then you can do it fairly quickly. But it's like dialing the old tune radios. When you dial it, you kind of got to go to, you hear all the statics and the jumps going from one channel to the next on the radio before you get to the one you want. So it's kind of the same way. You kind of have to feel out each one of these for a few seconds, or 17 seconds if you watch my other videos, and work yourself up. And when you do that, not only, I mean, when, for instance, when you fill your gas tank, you don't just dump 100 liters in just like that and it's full. You fill it up and it slowly goes up and the gas gauge slowly goes up. Same thing here, okay? Charging your battery. It doesn't go from 0% to 100% like that. You plug it in and it takes a bit and it slowly works yourself up. Same thing, okay? So don't be mad if you're down here and you want to be there and it just seems impossible. It's not impossible. Work your way up. Find a reason. Say, okay, you're feeling powerlessness and you're the victim. Okay. Maybe, okay, I'm not powerless, but I'm feeling a little insecure. And that's okay. Why am I feeling insecure? Maybe I'm a little jealous about something. All right. Chew on that for a minute. Why am I jealous? Maybe it's because I don't like them very much. And why don't I like them very much? Maybe because I just want to get revenge for what they did because they made me angry and that was discouraging, but and I blame them for it and it made me worry and I doubted myself and I was disappointed and overwhelmed, but I was just frustrated and irritation. It really wasn't, I'm not really a victim. I was just frustrated. See how you can work yourself up the scale? See what I'm getting at? All right. Contentment. I'm content. It's okay. Everything's all right. But you know what? I want more. I want to be up here. So that contentment, well, you know what? I feel hopeful that contentment could go up. And it's hope. I'm hopeful on that, and I'm seeing some optimism about the idea that I could get higher. Things could work out for me a little more now, and you know, working out for me. I can see how things could be working out for me. Positive expectation. You could believe that. Yeah, okay. And then get enthusiastic about that belief and then see how I'm getting there. Everybody's different. You have your own way of talking to yourself, but pay attention to how you talk to yourself, because when you talk to yourself in these things, you're poking holes in your frequencies. You're putting blockages in your power center. You're stopping your power source from refilling, from charging up again. And that's contradictory to what you're trying to achieve. So don't think I have to go any farther. You can see that. You can read that. This is beat up. As you can tell, I've used this a long time. I should probably print off a new one. But that is how you fill your tank. You charge your battery, all right? Watch your self-talk. Pay attention to how you feel, because those feelings are your gas gauge, okay? Those feelings are emotions that tell you where you are on this scale, all right? And once you recognize where you are on the scale, that will also tell you what your electromagnetic field is vibrating at. So, for instance, if you're vibrating at enthusiasm and positive expectations in that range, then you are magnetically attracting to your experience things that support that enthusiasm. Okay? Emails show up that shows you that positive expectation and belief was granted. You get a good email saying, hey, I got this idea. Why don't you come check it out with me or something? You see what I mean? If you find yourself in anger and discouragement and blaming other people, then you're attracting to you more reasons to be angry, more things that confirm your reason to be angry, you confirm your revenge, okay? And it's a vicious cycle if you don't actively attempt to work yourself back up. Go from anger to discouragement. Yeah, I'm a little angry, but probably just because I was so discouraged. And that's okay. Yeah, I was discouraged probably because I was blaming so-and-so for that, because they had me worried. And I was doubting myself, but that's okay. I was only doubting because I was disappointed and overwhelmed. Do you see that? Okay, I think you get the hint. All right, so that is Frequency Friday, and every Friday I'm going to indulge a little deeper and explain how we are electric and how we have control over our electricity. Unfortunately and fortunately, we sometimes, for lack of knowledge, not understanding that we have that control, we let the surrounding stuff in our environment determine what frequency we are vibrating at. When we're overwhelmed with external vibrations, our body it magnifies those frequencies within us and those emotions within us. And if you're just reacting to what's going on around you, then you're at the what's the word I'm looking for? You're just going to end up being in that same frequency. You're jumping in the pool and getting the same temperature as the pool. But if you actively decide that you're not going to let the outside surrounding environment affect your internal channel, if you're going to tune your channel to 963 hertz on the radio and you lock it in there, then it doesn't matter if the car driving beside you is listening to this channel. Your channel is still here, right? So, okay, so that was Frequency Friday. And hopefully you go online and check out these are healing frequencies to unblock those energetic power centers in your own vessel. And when you get them flowing properly, then you can utilize any one of those to access whatever emotion you need to access in order to attract whatever it is you want to attract. All right? Okay, so we'll see you again. I'm I'm going to, over the weekend, I'm going to upload a couple, what I call, hang on, let me see here. I have a whole bunch of cards. Can you see? I have a whole bunch of cards here. Dreams come true, make a wish cards. And what it is these are all law of attraction, quick ideas and techniques and all sorts of things that you can use, or reminders on what you can do to stay in control of your frequency. So on the weekends, I'm just gonna have fun. It's not a tarot reading. It's a law of attraction collective oracle is what I call it. So it's all about law of attraction. There's no tarot cards involved here, but I'll use these cards, and whatever pops out, it's just for fun, but they're all interesting stuff, right? When you blame others, you prevent your own advancement. Okay? So stuff like that, collective oracle readings. I'll do one on for Saturday and for Sunday, and then Monday we'll be right back at the workshops of Magnetic Monday and Tinker Tuesday and so on. All right? So I'll upload this one now, even though it's Saturday. And then later on this afternoon, you'll probably find an oracle reading, law of attraction oracle reading for the collective. And hopefully those will just be like quick reminders that may be specific to what you need to hear, so that you're not overwhelmed with all this. They just be something quick that you can focus on for a few minutes and get your energy back up, or something you needed to know in order to jump on it. All right? Have an absolutely super blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do all the fancy algorithm things so that this can get out and more people can learn this. Because once we take control of our own destinies, one by one, then we take control of our environment. And it doesn't matter what's going on around you. This is how you create your own environment and your own life. Okay? Have a blessed day. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.